Got breaking news. A New York federal judge on an emergency basis has blocked, by issuing a temporary restraining order, Elon Musk and others from rummaging around the Treasury Department servers looking for our medical information, our most private financial information. In fact, the judge has ordered that anyone, including Elon Musk, the, quote, world's richest man, anyone who's already obtained such information over the last week or two has to destroy it until there's a subsequent hearing. This was led by Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, who already took down Donald Trump once for over $450 million in a civil fraud case. She's back, and she's joined with 18 other attorneys general to bring justice and to stop Donald Trump and Elon Musk dead in their tracks. I'm Michael Popok. You're on the MeidasTouch Network and Legal AF. Let's dive into the new order on an emergency basis by Judge Paul Engelmeyer of the Southern District of New York, which means Manhattan. On an emergency application filed by 19 different states, led by Attorney General Letitia James, they argued that all of the access given to Elon Musk as special governmental employees by the Treasury Department and Trump violate the Administrative Procedures Act and violate the Take Care Clause of the United States Constitution. And they're seeking temporary relief. Because of how fast these things have already been moving, the judge was concerned that before they could even have a full-blown hearing on the temporary restraining order, which he has assigned already to Judge Jeanette Vargas, to take place on the 14th of February, on Friday, he needed to put an administrative temporary restraining order in place now because of the nature of the harm that's being presented here and the likelihood of success on the merits. So here is the actual order. The court, on this emergency application, orders that the defendants show cause, and the defendants here, of course, are the Donald Trump in his official capacity as the President of the United States, Scott Bessent for the Treasury Department and the Treasury Department. So all of those defendants have to appear before Judge Vargas on Friday to show cause why a preliminary injunction, that's one step up from a temporary restraining order, should not be issued. So they have the burden to show why it shouldn't be issued. During the pendency of this action concerning political appointees, special government employees, and any government employee detailed from an agency outside the Treasury Department, why they should not be stopped from accessing the Treasury Department payment systems or any other data maintained by the Treasury Department containing personal identifiable information. The judge also ordered that there has been sufficient cause being shown that pending the hearing of the state's application for a preliminary injunction on Friday, that the defendants, Trump, Musk, Bessent, are restrained from granting to any Treasury Department payment record. They're restrained from granting access to any Treasury Department payment record, payment system, or any other data systems maintained by the Treasury Department containing personally identifiable information and or confidential financial information of payees other than to civil servants with a need for access to perform their job within the Bureau of Fiscal Services, who have passed background checks and security clearances and taken all information security training called for in federal statutes and Treasury Department regulations. That means not you, Elon Musk. They are restrained from granting access to all political appointees, special government employees, and government employees detailed from an agency outside the Treasury Department. That's Doge, that's Musk, giving them access to any payment record, payment system, or any other data maintained by the Treasury Department, including personally identifiable information and confidential financial information of taxpayers. And they are ordered to direct any person prohibited from above from having access to that information, but who has already accessed that information, records, or systems since January 20th of 2025 to immediately destroy any and all copies of the material downloaded from the Treasury Department's records and systems. And then then he sets up a briefing schedule to get this whole thing set up in front of Judge Vargas for Friday. And they'll have to post a bond. The states will post the bond for $10,000 to pay for some of this stuff. So that's two cases now, two injunctions that are now in place on the Doge access through the Treasury Department of record keeping. I'm going to show you now a clip from Attorney General Letitia James, so you know how serious this all is. And here's her post now.
In the past week, Elon Musk and his so-called Department of Government Efficiency have accessed the personal private information of tens of millions of Americans and sensitive data about public and private entities, Social Security numbers, addresses, tax returns, and more. This unelected group, led by the world's richest man, is not authorized to have this information. And they explicitly sought this unauthorized access to illegally block payments that millions of Americans rely on. Payments for health care, child care, and other essential programs. Today, Democratic attorneys general are taking action to keep Americans' personal data secure, to keep sensitive information about Americans private, and to uphold our Constitution. We have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration for giving unauthorized individuals access to these immensely sensitive records in violation of the law. President Trump does not have the power to give our private information away to whomever he wants. And he does not have the power to cut federal spending that Congress approved, much less to do so by giving the richest man in the world the keys to all Americans' most sensitive information. As Democratic attorneys general, we are suing to stop this unprecedented and unauthorized attack and to protect your personal information. As I've said before, no one is above the law, and I will not hesitate to uphold the rule of law and protect New Yorkers. Thank you.
Welcome back. So she takes it one step further. She said this morning, we won a court order blocking Elon Musk, the world's richest man, from accessing America's private data. Musk and his Doge employees must destroy all records they've obtained. I've said it before. I'll say it again. No one is above the law. Now, Letitia James, that's the one that there's people on the MAGA side who literally said out loud during the campaign that they wanted to put her, quote, fat ass in jail. She's back. As I've said, there are 22, at least, attorneys general around the country who are Democrats who are going to be going after Donald Trump twice a day, 3 times a day, every day, twice on Sunday until his administration is over. And they have an over 80% winning percentage from the first Trump administration. And right now, they are collectively in these suits, they are 9-0, almost 10-0. In these cases. Donald Trump hasn't won one of these federal hearings. 9 different injunctions, 2 preliminary injunctions already issued on various things. Now, there's 2 competing court cases about Doge access of these servers by the Treasury Department, your and my personal classified information, financial information, healthcare information, and the rest. Think about all the things you've had to submit in order to get your benefits from the government. It's all there. There's a case in front of Judge Kolar Catelli, who's in the District of Columbia federal bench. She's forced the Department of Justice and the government to enter into a consent temporary restraining order that covers many of the same issues here. But this new temporary restraining order by Judge Engelmeyer is even broader. It's even broader. And they can exist parallel to each other. There with some overlap. This is what happens when you file multiple cases in multiple courts. You want to do that because in case you get a bad ruling, at least you've got 3 or 4 different judges all looking at the same thing. Right now, the attorneys general, the civil liberty groups, the NAACPs and ACLUs of the world, they don't have to worry about conflicting decisions because they're just winning. It's just winning. They're not tired of winning, but it's all they're doing is winning. Got 11 separate court appearances. They're 11-0. Donald Trump hasn't won one, and the Trump Department of Justice is in shreds in terms of its credibility in front of these judges. So that's where we are right now in New York. But this is effectively a nationwide ban because it stops the Trump administration from doing this. Now, Steve Bissett, the Treasury Secretary, I saw his comments on Bloomberg recently, where he just said, no, there's no bad stuff going on here with me giving complete and total access to a stranger who doesn't have a national security clearance or hasn't been confirmed by the Senate to go rooting around in your most personal information. No. He's going to do things about efficiency. He's going to make this work more efficient. Does anybody believe this? Does anybody believe Scott Bissett, our Treasury Secretary, about what he thinks that Elon Musk is doing there, rooting around in our most private information? Here's the quote from Bissett that I almost like fell out of my chair when I read it. He said, Musk Doge isn't altering Treasury data. He said, it's an operational review. It's not an ideological review, he told Bloomberg Television. The ability to change the system sits over at the Federal Reserve. We don't even run the system, he said. He said, these are highly trained professionals, the Doge Musk people. This is not some roving band running around doing things. This is methodical, and it's going to yield big savings. So, I mean, not according to this judge, it's not. And you're not allowed to do it right now, especially if it violates the Administrative Procedures Act, because the Treasury Department is changing the way that it secures data without telling the American people that they've done that. So that's inappropriate, and it's a improper delegation and savings clause or takings clause under the take care clause, under the U.S. Constitution. We'll get to the bottom of it, but only in federal courts and right here on MeidasTouch and on Legal AF. Continue to follow all of these stories. We got 33, 34 lawsuits that are out there, right? They're already 0-11 at the Trump administration. They haven't won yet because they're on the wrong side of the law, on the wrong side of history in each one of these cases. Elon Musk shut down. And congratulations to New York Attorney General Letitia James. She's going to be out there leading the way among these 22. I mean, they're all kind of, their own attorneys general, but look for her over and over and over again, beating the Trump administration with both ends of the stick. And I'm here for it. And I know you are here too. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.